Tumblr can make or break your game engagement. Let me explain. I first used Tumblr when it was originally created, and that was a very long time ago because, yes, I'm a millennial. That said, the Tumblr we see today is unrecognizable from that Tumblr in a good way. If you're watching this, I'm going to take an educated guess and say that you either A, have a Tumblr for your game, but it's not growing or it's not growing at a rate that you like, or B, you are considering or preparing to create a Tumblr for your game, but you aren't sure what the best practices are. Either way, I've successfully grown two Tumblr accounts for two separate games, and one game doesn't even have a demo yet. Combined, I have over 3,000 Tumblr followers, and I did that in less than 6 months. I get new followers every single day, and even when I took a break for almost 3 months, I came back and had additional 1,000 followers. And I did not have content going out for the most part, maybe 3 things that I did, so once a month. As an indie game developer, it's important that you have a strong online presence because you need it to reach new players and to build a community around your game. You do not have the budget of EA, you may not even have a budget at all. Tumblr is even more important if your game is a hyper niche like visual novel or interactive fiction genre. The platform has over 194 million users. If you learn how to play the strategy game with Tumblr, you will find your target audience, which is the people who play your game, support your game, and ultimately lead to even more growth. So, how do you grow your Tumblr page and get more visibility for your game? Go ahead and save this video or be prepared to take notes. There's no way you won't gain followers if you do all of the things I'm about to mention. So, one, Tumblr is a blog and there's an endless opportunity to make your brand, aka your game, stand out. Take the time to make the basics: a profile photo, a custom username and URL, a banner for the background, and a theme design for the blog that aligns with your genre or content. Be sure to use consistent colors and fonts when building your brand to make your game more memorable and recognizable across the platform and across the community of gamers. After you've done that, the second thing you want to do is make a pinned intro post. This is great for anyone, but especially necessary for visual novel and interactive fiction creators. A good intro post needs to be eye-catching. It should include a few visuals and include the name of your game, the game's rating if it has one, such as mature, the synopsis, which should be about 1 to 2 paragraphs to draw the reader in. It should also list the main characters. If you have character art or assets, you can include that. But if not, people typically want the character name, physical description, personality or insight, age, gender if applicable, and sexuality if applicable. Some creators also share a one-liner of dialogue to help establish voice. At the top of the post, include links to your Tumblr blog. You can also include links to your demo if you have one, your Ask box, your frequently asked questions, your itch.io, your Steam or COG forum, your Patreon, and other games you may have. For your first intro post, do not seek perfection. Most game devs update throughout time, and you can pin a new one when you've progressed to that stage. This is just an intro post to get your game and what your game introduction is out in front of people. It's very, very important that you have this, so go ahead and start working on that if you haven't. A third thing you want to do, make sure that your content is high quality and engaging. Here's how to do that. Use a mixture of different media: blog posts, images, GIFs, polls. Include screenshots or even short clips of gameplay if that's applicable. You can also share updates about the development process, behind the scene looks at your studio, or even just personal thoughts and musings related to the game. The more interesting and engaging your content is, the more likely people will be able to follow and share it. The fourth thing you want to do is make sure that you are using hashtags. These are incredibly important for Tumblr. Tumblr is one of the most consistent social media platforms when it comes to utilizing hashtags to drive your content to the right audience. Always include a hashtag, but only relevant ones. As your blog grows, you may create your own hashtags. For example, when I ran a giveaway for 1,000 followers, I created the hashtag NIL1K giveaway. But always make sure to use relevant and established hashtags, especially in the beginning of your blog. Be sure to add these to your intro post as well. Some examples to include for that are demo, interactive fiction, demo, no demo, upcoming IF, visual novel, game development, and etc. The fifth thing you want to do is remember that consistency is very important. It's important to post regularly, as this will help build a dedicated following. When I first began my Tumblr, I posted every single day. I don't have as much time for that now, so instead I work on my Tumblr 1 to 2 days a week and schedule posts to go out throughout the week. So the people who play my game are always engaged and always able to find content and things that they can see that puts my game in front of their face. So even if I haven't had a game update, they can learn about characters or behind the scenes or lore or what I worked on this week for my dev blog. You can schedule posts, asks, reblogs, and even more. Even just spending 2 hours a week prepping that content is going to make a difference in converting people who would just pass by to people who are going to follow, who are going to engage, who are going to eventually play your game or will start to play your game. The sixth thing you want to do is make sure that your ask box is open. This was what really drove engagement on my Tumblr blog in the beginning. Make sure your ask box is open. Make sure it's open to anonymous. Many people, especially for video games or interactive fiction and visual novels in particular, are not comfortable submitting questions with their name on there or their username if it could be any way tied to them. Because sometimes they might want to ask questions that, are embarrassing to them, even if it's not really embarrassing. And they may ask a question that they're not comfortable with, but they really want to know the answer. If someone starts to abuse this, you can definitely turn that off, but it doesn't happen as much. It does absolutely happen because this is the internet, but I recommend you have anonymous on in the beginning at least. Allow yourself to connect with some people. Although they're anonymous to you, you are not anonymous to them. They are going to know who you are. You are going to become a creator that they want to go back to, ask questions, engage, submit stories, submit ideas. I can tell you that I have over 1,000 posts on my first blog for my main game, and majority of that is from asks. It's not me creating new content every week. A lot of it's just answering their questions about the thing. Does this thing happen in the game? Are we going to have this option to, pick our hair color or pick our skin tone? Things like that. And always on those asks, be sure to use hashtags. So make sure you have that open. That is going to drive engagement a lot. And the last thing I'm going to highlight that you should do is follow and engage with other people in your game community. In addition to creating your own content, it's also a good idea to interact with other users on the platform. Like and reblog other people's posts and join in on relevant conversations. This will help you get your name out there and build relationships with other players and other members of the gaming community and the indie dev community. For example, my mutuals, meaning we both follow each other, are mostly other game developers and their game blogs. When one of us posts like a new demo update or announcement, a giveaway, the rest of us will reblog it, so we spread awareness in our community, and we also help reach new gamers, because just because someone follows 3 of these other blogs doesn't mean they know about mine. So this is helping to reach a new audience. So you definitely want to make sure that you're engaging, building those relationships. Most people in the indie game dev world on Tumblr are very open to helping other people, are very open to forming those relationships. You can rely on each other. You can, send each other silly questions or things like that and help each other. So I highly recommend that you do that as well. And on that note, that is all for today. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead and hit the like button so I can get it in front of more people. Please leave a comment. I would love to hear what your thoughts were. If there's anything that you're going to try or anything that you're struggling with on Tumblr that I could help you with, or anything that you want to see on YouTube from me. And finally, I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you so much. I really appreciate the time you took to watch this video. I'd love to have you part of the indie game dev community I'm building here. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or your morning or whatever time it is wherever you are. Signing off, this is V.